Women, do you need to be more submissive in your relationship or in your marriage in order to save it from being unhealthy and toxic? The answer is no, not at all. And anybody who tells you that is out of their mind. The reality is that in a healthy relationship, one that is unified, one that is equally yoked, you won't have to try to be more submissive. You'll be submissive enough naturally, organically. The two of you paired together will naturally submit one unto the other. Only in an unhealthy relationship, a toxic relationship, a mismatch, one that is unequally yoked, will you feel as though you have to be more submissive, which means you have to become unnatural. It's an unnatural relationship. And that's what creates a toxic relationship, and it will destroy you. Let's talk about this. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Now, before I continue, I want to let you know that I'm here to support you. Down in the description box, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. In addition to that, brand new coaching program where I coach every day, Monday through Friday. So head on down to the description box, get started, spend some time with me. I am here to help you through this very difficult time that you are going through. Now, this whole concept of being more submissive in a relationship or in a marriage in order to try to save it is absolute nonsense, and it's heartbreaking. It is so damaging even to people. To a woman who is already being abused by a narcissistically abusive husband, a narcissistically abusive spouse who is telling her that she's not good enough, she's not beautiful enough, she's not giving enough, she's not submissive enough. So she goes to this place where she can get help and some understanding, trying to find out what this toxic dynamic is all about, only to be told by these people who she trusts, well, perhaps you're not submitting enough. You see, this is the real damage of narcissistic abuse. Oftentimes, narcissistic abuse is not damaging because of the narcissist by themselves. The real damage happens when you go for help and you're being further punched and jabbed and told you're not good enough. That's when you feel like you have nowhere to go. That's when it seems like the whole world has rejected you. That's when you question your sanity, your reality, who you are, where you live. We have to be better than that. The church has to be better than that. While I understand the place for being submitting and being more loving and this and that, it's not in the context of an intimate relationship. It's the wrong message. If churches spent more time talking about being equally yoked instead of be more submissive, then there'd be less people in toxic relationships. But most churches don't understand what being equally yoked means, or they don't like it. And oh yeah, I'm going to go there. And by the way, men, I'm not leaving you out of this message, because I know that there's a lot of men out there who are in relationships that are unhealthy and toxic with women who do not appreciate them. And these men work their 8-hour day jobs, come home, cook the dinner, do the dishes, do the laundry, and still get no love, still get no intimacy, still get no sex, just get nagging and complaining because it's not enough. And so they go and they try to get help in understanding this dynamic. And what do they hear? Be more loving. Love as Christ loved the church. That's how you ought to love. She may never appreciate it, but love anyway. Wrong. Listen, you're not Christ. I'm not Christ. And that's not how we're supposed to spend our life in this suffering, miserable place. The world is miserable enough. You don't need a partner to add to that misery. That's not the purpose of finding a suitable helpmate. That's not the purpose of finding a partner that's equally yoked. So the burden comes down to understanding what equally yoked even means. So in the Bible, they give us this image of being equally yoked with a partner, with a spouse, for marriage, for an intimate relationship. And in this understanding, it's two oxen pulling a plow together. That's what being equally yoked is. Now watch this. The misconception is that a lot of churches, a lot of pastors will simply say that being equally yoked means that you can't be a believer and be with an unbeliever. And that's all that means. Wrong. That's step one. That's just the tip of the iceberg. That's the common sense of the message. Of course you can't be a believer and be with an unbeliever. I mean, duh. But it's so much deeper than that. And most pastors and most churches will not get to the deeper levels of that. Because it's not just about a believer being with another believer. No. Being equally yoked can also mean that you do not pair a strong oxen with a weaker oxen. Ooh. You do not pair a strong, healthy oxen with a sick oxen. Ooh. Well, this changes everything. Why? Well, because a strong oxen pulling the weight of the work and the sick oxen, it's just going to wear itself out and die. Live a shorter life. How does this translate? I'll stop talking about animals for a moment, right? Even though you get where I'm going with this. You can't be a healthy person in your belief, in your faith, in your connection spiritually, and pull along a weaker person. Listen, anybody can say they believe in God, especially these days. Complete psychopaths and sociopaths, I believe in God. Right? That doesn't mean you're equally yoked with them. You really carry the burden of checking out their weaknesses, their strengths, to know if you can pull an equal amount of weight, so that way you can submit to each other equally. Otherwise, if you're strong in your spirituality and your faith and what you are trying to accomplish in life, and you're pulling along somebody who's weaker or who's sicker, by sick, we mean sick in their sin, sick in their lifestyle. You're trying to pull something along. You're going to wear yourself out and die. This is the image of toxic relationships. That's what toxic relationships are. You're in a relationship with somebody who is not your equal. And as a result, you're pulling this weight and you're getting nothing to help you out. And then you're being told by churches or pastors or counselors or whatever, well, try being more submissive, try being more loving, which is basically telling this one oxen, just wait, go pick the other one up, pull even harder, kill yourself, die to yourself, which, by the way, that's another misquoted scripture, die to yourself. How many of you have heard that? You've got to die to yourself in a relationship. Wrong. Again, no. You die to yourself within your faith, but never die to yourself in a relationship. That's where toxicity is born. Abusive personalities love that. You die to yourself and elevate them. I mean, you might as well turn into a doormat. Just turn into a doormat and lay out in front of a front door so you can be stepped on and they can wipe their feet on you. In a healthy relationship, a relationship that is equally yoked and unified, you don't have to worry about dying to yourself. You get to live. Not only do you get to live, but you get to live with an equally yoked partner going in the same direction, the same speed. And you submit one into the other naturally, organically, without even trying, without even thinking about it. So the real burden that you and I carry in this life is not learning how to be more loving, more submissive, more of this, more of that. The real burden that we carry is, number one, knowing who you are. Know how you submit. Know the areas in life you will submit, the areas you won't submit. Knowing the way you love, knowing the way you communicate, knowing the way you walk, the way you talk, where you're going, what you're doing. Know all that stuff. You've got to know you. If you don't know you, you're going to fail no matter what relationship you get into. So know you. Then that's the first part of the burden. The second part of the burden then is you have to observe through dating, mingling, meeting, associating, whatever with people. You have to observe who moves like you, who walks like you, talks like you, not because they're mirroring you, but because you can observe them from a distance and you recognize that person. That's my other half right there. That's an equal. And then you go through the work of learning about each other, likes, dislikes, and it's not just about your faith. Do you believe in God? Oh yeah, I believe in God. That's not enough. Do you like Pink Floyd? Yeah, I like Pink Floyd. Oh, awesome. We like the same music. We're a pair. Wrong. We have to get past all that shallow stuff and really look at their lifestyle. See if you can submit one into the other. You can submit to each other. That's the most important thing that you can do. Find the partner that is your equally yoked partner. As I said before, I'm here to support you. Down in the description box, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. In addition to that, brand new coaching program. It's all down in the description box. So head on down there, schedule some time with me, and I'll be back with more videos for you right here on the Royal We. Before I go, check this video out. YouTube is recommending this video for you. I think it's going to be a good watch. So watch it, and I'll be back right here on the Royal We.